This is TNTV, the UK's most censored media network.
Finds British people would strongly reject rejoining the EU after Brexit. Because I know so many people that voted to remain personally that said now they would vote Brexit because of the way Brussels have treated us, because of the divorce bill, because of the fannying around, because of the threats, because of the just a complete and utter disrespect, a lack of respect from the European Union, the union that runs a 28 nation bloc. Show the respect of Adolf Hitler to the Jews. And that's not rhetoric, okay? They asked Greece, when Greece had an earthquake, and they were putting money aside for the victims and the families that were still trapped in rubble. The EU said, no, you don't, that money that you've put aside for those victims is our membership payment. Thank you very much. And they actually made them pay. Greece voted no against austerity. They voted no against the banker bailout. Doesn't matter. Mr. Tsipras was held, if you remember, in a coup d'etat overnight. And just type in on Google the former Greek economics minister, the EU is engaging in financial terrorism. Do you know how big that is? For the Bank of England, let's just say the Bank of England come out tomorrow and said, the EU are engaging in financial terrorism. Okay? That is, I mean, they need to be Nuremberg trialed. Okay? To do that, to disregard a public vote to the world, I mean, just like Catalonia. I spoke to someone the other day who's from Spain, and he said, he's not from Catalonia, but he said, I like what Catalonia was doing. 7% of the population, they provide 25% of the income tax, ladies and gentlemen, and because they're successful, because they're doing well, more pressure, more pressure, more pressure until they break. Just like Western nations, I mean, we are a first world nation. You look at some Luton cities, or you look at some Luton towns, or you look at some Birmingham towns, and you would genuinely think that we are Riyadh. You would think that we are Somalia. And that isn't a racial thing. That's the state that our country, in our housing, in our industry, is now. Okay, and it's not all due to open door immigration, but yes, it's a huge part of it, a massive part of it, that we must change. 330,000 people as a net migration. You times that by 10. Okay? 3.3 million people, ladies and gentlemen, that we brought in from war-torn areas of the planet with no background checks. You imagine 1% of them are dangerous. Okay, 1%, that's 33,000. And we've seen how many terror attacks? Under 100 in Western nations, maybe under 200. 33,000 is 1% of the people they are bringing into Western nations, ladies and gentlemen. They've already brought 10 million into Europe. You know how lucky we are that things aren't worse. And that's why people don't want to join with Angela Merkel in an open door immigration policy. When every nation has the right to say, screw you, we're going to make our own law. But the European Commission, the European Parliament and the European Union have such a tight control over Theresa May, over everybody else. That's why Viktor Orban won. That's why Donald Trump won. That's why Brexit won. That's why all of these other political earthquakes, okay, from the Czech Republic to Austria, that's why these earthquakes, and I mean, these are like political tsunamis, ladies and gentlemen. If you actually see people voting for a really extreme far-right party, it doesn't mean they're necessarily racist. It means they are fed up to the back teeth of every other party. They just want somebody that reflects their opinions. And you know what? Our mainstream politicians, from Theresa May to Jeremy Corbyn, are so out of touch, just like Ed Miliband and Nick Clegg and all the others were. Totally out of touch with the average person on the street. That's why the political victories happen. Now you can either wake up and smell the coffee, or you can stay in your own echo chamber as we change this world. But you will be, for the next decade, you'll be, we're doing a good job, we're doing a good job. While we change the actual world, what like Trump and like Brexit, we've changed things irrevocably because of your pressure. You understand what doesn't kill us makes us stronger, and we are under bio attack, we are under chemical attack, we are under propaganda from the TVs, we are under all of this attack, and we're still making ground. You imagine what would happen if you got politically active? And if you shared this video with your friends and your family, and you started a product line, and you done a news video a week and started a donation page, you just imagine what you could do. It's not about me, it's not about you, it's not about the individual, it's about the message. It's about the message of freedom, it's about the message of standing up to tyrants. It's about the message of what would our ancestors do in our shoes, ladies and gentlemen. What did they do? when they faced a tyrant, when they faced a threat. They run, they scare, they put their virtual reality goggles on and pretend it wasn't happening. No, because if they did, we'd all be speaking German, ladies and gentlemen. And that's not nothing against the Germans. That's just a fact from history, okay? If we don't learn from the mistakes of history, we're doomed to repeat them. And that's a perfect saying for an article like this, okay? We voted into the European Union 40 years ago because it was about trade and corporation safety. And we watched our best companies being shipped overseas. We watched £350 million a week fly out of the UK pocket because of a membership payment to an unelected gang of criminals. And I mean, who disagrees? Do you think Brussels, did you vote for Jean-Claude Juncker? Did you vote for Angela Merkel to make our law? Because 85% of it, up to this day, I believe, is still made overseas, still made in Brussels. The British people said they would reject rejoining the European Union by a thumping 16-point margin. If you like what we're doing here at TNTV News, please head on over to the description box below this video, where you'll find a link to our eBay page. All of these products here have worldwide shipping and free postage and packaging nationwide.